When I was a kid, my first love was video games. I'd play them every chance I got. Whether it was waking up early and waiting for my mom to leave for work to sneak in some game time, or hiding my GBA under the pillow and playing at night when I should have been sleeping. I played games on anything that I could get my hands on, whether it was a laptop, the computer lab computers at school, or even my grandma's old Game Boy. But when I couldn't get my hands on any of those, I'd look around for something else. LCD handheld games. The very first one I remember playing was my dad's old Double Dragon handheld. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. All I know is that I was supposed to be fighting bad guys. I played a couple different LCD games like this. I had a Spider-Man and a Shrek one, but I always thought it'd be cool if the same way I had Game Boy cartridges, my LCD games would have cartridges too, so I didn't have to swap from one handheld to another. But before I had even been born, Tiger Electronics was already one step ahead of me. Before we get into that, here's a quick word from our sponsor. If you're into rare games, collectibles, and finding stuff you didn't even know existed, you need to check out Whatnot. It's basically live auctions and buy it now listings for everything from retro games and horror collectibles to trading cards and weird obscure stuff you won't find anywhere else. If you want to try it out, use my code WIRYCONMAN when you sign up. It helps support the channel and gets you $15 free to spend on your first purchase. Check the link in the description, and I hope you enjoy. The Tiger Gamecom was released in 1997 to compete with the Game Boy. It pioneered early mobile features like a touchscreen with stylus, PDA functions, and internet connectivity. While innovative, it struggled commercially due to a low refresh rate screen, prone to blurring, and a limited library of only 20 released games. There were 2 models released. The original model in 1997 featured 2 cartridge slots, a 200 by 160 resolution monochrome screen, and required 4 AA batteries. It also supported an optional modem for text-only web and email. Then, the Gamecom Pocket Pro in 1999, a slimmer redesign roughly the size of a Game Boy Pocket. It reduced the battery requirements to 2 AA's and featured a slightly improved, sometimes front-lit screen, but removed the second cartridge slot and internet capabilities. Even without a game inserted, the system functions as a PDA with a calendar, calculator, phone directly, and a preloaded solitaire game. Out of those 20 released games, however, one of them happened to be a port from my favorite franchise of all time.
The deadly. Go on. You know what it's like to get it right between the eyes? Ah! To see the juice squirt out of your family like the 4th of July? Oh! Ever hear a scream so loud it scrambled your intestines? And the burning light right before the fall?
Only a pro could do this. Recognize him?
That's the one!
Gamecom Pocket Pro, the only portable cartridge system that plays Resident Evil 2.
If it wasn't already obvious, this is less of a port and more of a demake. The title features most of what you'd come to expect from a Resident Evil game though. Door loading cutscenes, inventory management, and zombies that get in your way. It even had a few bosses from the normal game. They even had voice acting, if you could call it that, as well as a soundtrack and sound effects. For a device that was more on par with a calculator or PDA, this was very impressive. That being said, they also released a standalone, more traditional LCD handheld as well. This was about the size of a stopwatch, with a D-pad and buttons at the bottom, which meant you could very easily put it in your pocket and play on the go. Now, it's hard nowadays to come by one, because the Tiger handhelds weren't built to last, and finding a working console will run you about $100. On top of that, a copy of the game will run you around another $100. And if you want one of the standalone LCD games, get ready to spend upwards of $300 to $400. Making this edition of Resident Evil 2 one of the most obscure and hard to find versions of the game. That being said, is it good? For a LCD handheld game, hell yeah it's good. Compared to most of the other Tiger handheld games they made, this is a major step up. And if I had the option of playing this, or the Double Dragon handheld I played when I was a kid, I definitely would have chosen this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dramas Gaming, out.